What's up, you guys? Welcome to Some to Say with Shay, with your girl, Mashay. And we are here with the special edition of Something to Say with Shay. I would like to call this episode 3.5 because we get into something very specific this episode. And it is the 2024 presidential election. And as we all know by now, Donald Trump as the one, y'all. Boo. So I had to come and make a brief episode just giving y'all my thoughts about it. It won't be a full episode, so no, don't cancel me, none of that. We just straight talking about politics and we straight talking about the election, okay? So I just want to say, if you watch episodes 1, 2, and 3, I'm so grateful and thankful, and keep checking in with your girl. And I'm just gonna keep pumping out this content for y'all. I love y'all, and let's get into the topics, okay? All right. So, in episode 2, I briefly touched on the presidential election. I gave y'all my thoughts about the presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And I told y'all how Kamala ate him up. And I talked about how Donald Trump is literally an idiot. Well, I guess not enough people heard what I had to say, okay? I don't think enough people knew because Donald Trump ended up winning the presidential election. And it's like, maybe I'm Delulu, y'all. I really thought Kamala was going. Maybe I'm Delulu. Like, I don't know, y'all. I really thought she was gonna win. So the fact that she didn't win was kind of like, and like that just ruined my whole day. Like, I kept checking CNN. I kept checking to see if she was getting the electoral colleges, and every time I clicked on there, Donald Trump was getting all the electoral colleges. All the states was red. I was like, dang, they ain't gonna do no blue for my girl. Like, it was crazy. So I kept checking it, and I'm texting my friends. You know, I'm here with Cam, and we just like, I gotta get my mind off of this. Like, I tried to watch other stuff, but it was just so hard to like not pay attention to it. So when I finally decided to go to sleep, I seen this TikTok with this lady, y'all. She was like, girl, you know, I'm just scrolling, and the TikTok, the lady was like, girl, go to bed. Just shake it in the morning. I said, you know what, sis, you're absolutely right. And I closed that app and I went about my night and I went to sleep. So I get up, I get awakened like around 7 a.m. I'm not a morning person, so do you know this is serious? But I woke up out my sleep. I literally could not sleep, y'all. I was tossing and turning. So I look on my phone and that shit said Donald Trump wins the election. Y'all, when I tell y'all that ruined my damn day, I couldn't even go back to sleep. Like, I was sick to my stomach. And I just cannot believe that we did this again. And then the fact that he won all the swing states too? Child. All right, so the electoral colleges, they finally finished tallying every vote in all of the states. And they have the official count of how many electoral colleges Donald Trump got and how many electoral colleges Kamala Harris have. And I just will say, if my bitch lost, okay, cool, she lost. But to lose like this, y'all, is insane. So, y'all, according to the Associated Press, Donald Trump accumulated 312 electoral college votes. And Kamala Harris, unfortunately, only had 226. It was definitely a slaughter. Damn. He also won the popular vote. He got 74 million votes opposed to Kamala Harris's 71 million votes. Roughly around 3 million more people believed in Donald Trump than they believed in Kamala Harris. Y'all. Honestly, y'all, I was so disappointed and sad. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was sad for real because I just had so much hope for Kamala. Like, y'all know, I was riding for Kamala. Like, I made a whole video about why I was supporting Kamala and I did not like Donald Trump. Granted, I've always felt like Kamala Harris was just like in the right place at the right time. And there could be a blessing and a curse. And I just think that the reason that I was so disappointed was because it just felt like, damn, people really don't care about the things that they should care about, and it's just disheartening. Like, it's disheartening that many people voted for Trump, and it's disheartening to me that it's like the enemy is winning. The enemy won. Yeah, I just really feel like, damn, the enemy won. And I just cannot believe that the type of society that we truly live in, y'all. Like, we really live in a society where, and we've been through this, but we really live in a society where money and status trumps all. No pun intended. Like, literally no pun intended. Like, it just reminded me how just racist our society truly is. And a lot of people been like, you know, we shouldn't blame the election results on racism or sexism. Like, that's a big argument with people. I'll insert some clips here of different people debating why Kamala lost, okay? Some people blame the Democrats. Some people blame her ethnicity and the country not being ready for a woman president. Some people think Donald Trump just like that. Like, I'll put a few clips here so we can gain some context, okay?
They thought they would do better with women. They did not. They thought that the abortion issue would drive more people to the Harris side. It did not.
Another part of Harris's shortfall came after an advertising blitz targeting her support for transgender rights. Republicans spent $143 million on the transgender campaign to cast Democrats as out of touch.
There's this sense, right, that whiteness, right, is under threat. The demographic shifts. The country isn't what all of these racially ambiguous children on Cheerios commercials are confusing the hell out of me. Right?
Hey, a lot of people voted because their life's too damn expensive, and it was here, and it
they
was
voted for. You're telling me, Stephanie, that all of these people who believe that their lives are, that bread is too high and eggs are too high, that they voted for a convicted felon, a guy who said we can grab the pea.
I think that a lot.
They voted for this guy.
I'm not defending it, but I think there are tons of people that don't pay attention to, and I'm not defending it, don't pay attention to politics at all. But while we live in the most prosperous country in the world, people are saying, life's not fair, I'm not doing well, my son's still living in the basement, I can't seem to get a job, I don't like the status quo, I'm voting for something else, and he was the person.
I love you to life,
I love you,
but I do not believe that. I cannot believe that. And the reason I think you believe it is because you don't want to believe that that's what's really motivating them. It's always the case. People don't want to believe what the country actually is, because if they believe it, they're going to have to confront what's in them. I don't believe that. They voted for a crook, a person who they know is stealing from, just doing everything to undermine the so-called country that they love. And then they're telling us the BS that it's economics. We know that's not true.
All right. My whole thing is this. I understand the argument that, you know, the Dems could have did more. Granted, Kamala Harris did not go the traditional route of running for president, okay? You know, usually, you know, you have to gain the nomination through campaigning, winning the primaries, you know, letting the people vote for you, and then that's when you campaign as president. But unfortunately, she had to play the cards that she was dealt. Joe Biden was going to originally run for re-election, even though he was old as dirt. But Trump old too, so we're not going to say that. But Uncle Joe, Joey, Sleepy Joe, listen, Pop, it was time for you to step down. It was been time for you to step down. I don't care. Y'all don't let 80-year-olds do shit in this country. 80-year-olds barely can drive themselves. The retirement age in the real world is like 60 or 70 something, right? This man was 81 going on 82 years old. Y'all want to trust y'all 82-year-old Pop to do nothing, especially not run no country. So I was happy that he decided to step down, because that debate was not helping Joe at all, when he was stuttering over his words and he was talking crazy. Insert clip.
Solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it.
So I'm kind of glad that he stepped down and allowed Kamala, but it's like that happened in July, because I remember I was with my family and was going through stuff with my granddad. So I remember that was in July. So she had from July to the beginning of November to campaign for president. That's really not a long time in hindsight, because we've been known who Donald Trump was and is since 2015. So I can understand people saying, oh, we don't know her, or whatever they were saying. I didn't agree with that, because I feel like Kamala often put her personality out there. She did different interviews. She opened up about why she was running, who she was, how she grew up. And I really just think that people didn't truly want to listen. I just think that people, unfortunately in this world, people already have their assumptions about people, and their assumptions about, especially when it comes to politicians. So I just think that she was already fighting a fight that she unfortunately couldn't win. But I admire how hard that she did fight, even though it was almost impossible. I can commend her for that. But I think the real reason, and like we saw in the clips, people were trying to say that it's not because of sexism and racism. But I think we all need to evaluate what just happened in order to determine if that's true or not. Because I believe it to be true. And so do a lot of people. Let's go down the list, okay? Let's go down the list of comparables between the two. Because Donald Trump won, so obviously y'all like him. And a lot of the critiques y'all give Kamala is that what? She doesn't articulate her policies. Okay, but literally Donald Trump don't either. Like I showed y'all in episode 2, when they asked him what his plan was, he said he has concepts of a plan. Donald Trump has constantly showed us who he is with the racist stuff he say on stage and to his constituents. Many people that work with Donald Trump during his first term have came out and said that he's not a good person. This man has policies that directly help rich people, don't even help the people that are poor. And it's like, that information is out there for us to read, it's out there for people to see, and it's just so disheartening that people will dead ignore it. Like, people will dead ignore it, but then turn to Kamala and be like, well, you ain't do this, and you ain't do that, and you ain't do this, and she should have did this, and da-da-da. How can y'all truly justify voting for a person who has 34 felonies? How can you justify voting for a person that was found liable of sexual assault? But all that, because he gonna fix the economy, I guess. Y'all okay with that? All that stuff he did. Guess what though? He gonna get the military together. You talking about the same person who had a staff member assault a person at the Veterans Memorial? We talking about the same person who disrespected the Army's memorial and shot campaign footage on said memorial, even though he was told he couldn't do it, but he did it anyway. And then somebody on his staff pushed somebody that worked at This is real, y'all. I'm not making this shit up. This is a real thing that really happened. Insert clip.
Didn't lose one person in 18 months.
The former president addressed the incident for the first time Thursday. He was invited to pay his respects by the Gold Star families of the 13 service members killed at Abbey Gate on the anniversary of the withdrawal from Afghanistan. The families also approved the attendance of the former president's photographer and videographer.
President!
But Army National Military Cemeteries have official rules forbidding political campaign-related videography. A staffer reportedly tried to prevent Trump's cameras from entering Section 60, the burial ground for recently fallen service members. The Trump campaign said the cemetery employee was suffering from a mental health episode. But tonight, the Army is refuting that in a rare statement. The Army says someone from Trump's team abruptly pushed the cemetery employee aside when she tried to enforce the rules, adding she acted with professionalism, and the incident is unfortunate. And since she's not pressing charges, the Army considers this matter closed.
This is the person that y'all just elected. This is the person. And it's just sick and it's just sad to me. And it's just like very disheartening that people will look past this stuff. And America swear they such a country that abide by morals when it's literally the opposite. Donald Trump is far from a person with morals. People that follow Donald Trump, some of them say it's for religious purposes because he, you know, if you love Jesus, you love Trump. Whatever they be saying. And I'm just like, y'all talking about Jesus? Jesus Christ, born to Mary and Joseph? We talking about that? Jesus? We talking about the Jesus that told people to not judge and love thy neighbor? We talking about that Jesus? We talking about the Jesus that would help anybody on the street, that help the blind man, that help the poor man? We talking about that Jesus? We can't be talking about that Jesus. It gotta be a different. Y'all wanna be talking about Jesus, but y'all can't be talking about him. Hell, y'all wanna deport the Mexicans too. I don't know what Jesus y'all referring to, but it's not my Jesus. Because the Jesus that I grew up and learned about and I'm finding and I'm seeking would never support somebody like Trump. On Jesus Christ, if Trump can recite a Bible verse, on God I shut up. And he can't say Jesus will. And he can't say John 3:16 either. I need Trump to give me a Bible verse. I need Trump to recite the Lord's Prayer. Then I will believe that he's some Christian. I don't think Donald Trump even know what praying means. I feel like if Donald Trump got on his knees and started praying, his damn body can burn up. It's sick. It's hypocritical. You Christians that support Trump, y'all kill me. Y'all are literally idolizing him. Does you think that's what God wants? God said, thou shalt not worship any fake idol. Ain't that what y'all literally hold Donald Trump up as is he some sort of God? God and y'all trying to justify that because God told you to do that? I don't think the Lord told you to do that. I don't. Because the Lord ain't tell me to do that. And this is not to say that Kamala is some saint, because I don't believe that nobody on this earth is perfect. Everybody has flaws. But at the end of the day, Kamala, at least she had personal, like, is personability a word? I don't know if that's a word. But at least Kamala had that. Donald Trump don't even have that. And y'all voted for this man. Y'all voted for this man that's threatening to take away the Department of Education. Y'all are supporting a man who is talking about getting rid of birthright citizenships for kids that were born to immigrants in this country. A country that was founded on immigration. A country that was founded on immigration, Jesus. Trump, your wife is an immigrant, bro. Ain't that big from Russia? JD Vance, your wife was born to immigrants, bruh. Y'all really, like, y'all see the contradicting, but they running around here preaching to y'all to hate immigrants. And granted, could the immigration system in our country be better? Of course it can. Everything in our country could be better. And if you choose to be a Republican, I can't judge you for being a Republican. Because I do think that some Republican ideals make sense. Even though I'm very liberal. I'm for everybody. I want people to have rights. I think that people should be able to live and do what their God-given right is to do. And I don't think the government should be telling people what to do with their bodies. Whether that's abortions, whether that's sex changes, whether that's... I just don't agree. I think that people should be able to do what they want. I'm very liberal. But I don't judge people if they want to be conservative. Y'all, listen to the words that I'm using. Conservative, Republicans. Those are not the same people as MAGA. MAGA are strictly Trump supporters. Okay? And there is a difference. My thing, so if you are a Republican and you stick with Republicans' ideals that's not freaking racist, I can respect it. I'm not gonna argue with you. I've had a lot of conversations with different people about Trump, and I like getting their ideas, and they all give me like they're just conservatives, you know? But when your leader is somebody that's a peculiar person like Trump, it's hard for me to support that. I just can't support that. And it's sickening, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because as a black woman, and I know a lot of people were saying this, and I don't want to sound cliche, but I think a lot of people had a point. I didn't cry. Let's just say, let's put that out there. I didn't cry. It's not that deep. But if you cry, no, I'm not judging if you cried about it. I'm not judging you at all. Michelle just not gonna cry. Let's put that out there. But I was really in my feelings, especially because I was editing my episode 3, like when it was going on, and I'm just watching it, and I just was in my feelings because I was like, damn, this country really do hate black women. It just felt like a blow to all black women because that's our everyday life. Like, that's just the reality of this country. No matter how good you are, no matter how qualified you are, no matter how much you put yourself out there and you try to champion for others and you try to be there for others and you try to like save the world, at the end of the day, it'll never be you. Like, that's how I feel. Like, it will never be you. It don't matter. Especially when you're going against bigotry. You can't win against bigotry. And I just feel like, especially for her to lose that bad, it just put a bad taste in my mouth. And it just made me be like, am I safe? And not physically safe. I'm trying to word this the right way, you guys. It made me think about my life and what I want to do in life. As y'all can see, I have this podcast. I want to be a voice of reason to the world. And it's like, am I setting myself up for failure? Am I setting myself up to be chewed and spit out by this cruel and evil world just because I want to be accepted for who I am in a country, in a society that I was born into? Am I free to be my authentic self in this society? And every day is proving that I'm not. And that's a fucked up reality. I talked about this on episode 3 about how I feel about Angel Reese and how I see myself in Angel, and I see myself in Kamala, and I see myself in Megan Thee Stallion, and I see myself in the countless of black women who face scrutiny for just being their authentic self. If these strong-willed women can come out there and be their authentic self and still get slandered and still get thrown to the mud, and yes, they are resilient, they're rising above it, but it's like, why do we have to have so much strength all the time? Like, why do we have to be the ones to face this adversity? That's how the election made me feel, and it really just disheartened me that the state of this country would elect somebody who's so anti-woman when women make this country run, make this world run, make this society run. Women do so much, and it's just like, y'all. And you know what Michelle gotta say to that? Y'all too. Like, that's how y'all be making me feel. But all in all, I'm not discouraged. I'm disappointed, not surprised, but I know that we have to move on. And no matter who is in the White House, we still have to continue to be prayed up and just live the life that we can and do what we can and control what we can. And I just pray that Trump is not as crazy as I think he is. And I just pray that I be okay in this world, because Lord Jesus, like, it's scary out here for real. As a woman, this shit is scary. Y'all, we gonna make it. That's all I can say. Please don't be discouraged. Be prayed up. Wear a condom. Wrap it up, girly. Because if they ban abortions back again, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Listen, ladies, men, I'm so dead serious right now. Y'all think this game. When they ban abortions, or if they ban abortions or make them less accessible, you gotta keep that baby. Do you really want him to be your baby daddy? No, you don't. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. It's serious out here, ladies. I think I'm gonna end it there. Just pray for this country. America literally has a problem, and I just can't believe this. But we're gonna push through, and we're gonna continue to be the bad bitches that we are, okay? So I love everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the election special, and I'll talk to y'all later.